shocking over the past decade or so to watch the growth around the world of space. You know, individual countries coming to space, space industry, the cooperation across all the nations to make this all work. I had the opportunity, obviously I had flown as part of the ISS. We had Canadian Space Agency, European Space Agency, Japanese Space Agency, worked with all those crews, all those astronauts through the decades. Obviously we had our cosmonaut colleagues, we worked with them very successfully on orbit. But I had the opportunity to fly with Sultan Al-Niyadi on my last crew, sort of the first long duration astronaut from the UAE. While we were on board, we had 2 Saudi astronauts come up, and they stepped right up and conducted some tremendous research as well. And it's just a giant community coming together in space and working through all of those issues, because it's such a difficult problem, and you all face that on a daily basis. I was just pointing out that all the work that you all do, we cannot do what we do in space if you all don't get things to work here on Earth. And you know, going forward, long term, somebody pulled out a Stephen Hawking quote yesterday at one of the schools I was speaking at, and Stephen Hawking basically said that, well, I'll say it the way John Young said it to all of us in the office one day: single planet species don't survive. You know, and the little things we learn as we go to space about ourselves, we really use that to make life better here on Earth. So much of the technology that we, you know, may not have directly come from space, but I always think of, for my generation, the greatest contribution of the Apollo was us, because it probably inspired me to become an engineer. You know, probably so many of my generation went on to work in space, medicine, engineering, science, and developing all those technologies that we all take for granted. You know, and I'm hoping that as we work together to go and continue exploration beyond low Earth orbit, the same effect will happen across the world, and we'll have this new generation of technology expansion that will truly make life better here on Earth. So I greatly appreciate all the work you all do, and I'm now going to be quiet, and if you guys want to ask me any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. So. You don't have to stay there. It's supposed to be like a mingling thing. I'm really not comfortable standing in front of you. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Anyway. All right, nobody else wants to ask questions. Kind of wander about now.
Hello.
Yeah.
I want to ask him if this is good.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a
Okay.
question for you.
Done to you all. Now there's a question. Please.
Have you experienced the overview effect?
We were just talking about that overview effect. It seems the biggest thing I learned in space is that you don't have to go to space to do that. And you know, even when I first started hiking and going out into nature in general, we used to call it the Grand Canyon effect, where you come across this vista, this view, and it totally takes your breath away. And in that moment, you kind of feel it. For those of you who don't go wandering in nature, to read C.S. Lewis, I think he calls it surprise by joy. But that effect where suddenly you just get this overwhelming sense of being, and it's really amazing. But I tell you, you can do that here. I mean, walking in this building today, well, this side's not as pretty as the other side. But you know, you look at it and you say, what that building represents. What does this mean? What kind of civilization? What have we gone through to get here to do this? This is not where we started. You know, if you just take a moment and really look even at our built world and where we are, and really get a sense of, hey, we've got this far. We can do so much more. I think that's the impact that overview effect can have. So I had to go to space to learn it. So I'm trying to tell other people, you don't have to go to space to learn it. You can do it here on Earth.
Oh, very cool.
What's that?
If you want to meet you, you see you on a spaceship.
Oh, go look at, you know, stars are really cool. You know, on a space station, we have no windows to look into space, which I have always thought of as a problem. We've had the engineering model of the cupola in Building 9 in the Johnson Space Center for 15 years now. We should just like patch the holes, put it together, and put it on top so we can look into space. But when you go out and get a chance to do a spacewalk, and you have that opportunity to look into space, it's similar to being at sea on a clear night. You're just 250 miles closer with no atmosphere, so they're a little bit sharper. But yeah, you can see an amazing number of stars, and I think we all lose that since most of us live near or in cities. One of the interesting things about that, so I remember hiking about 15, 16 years ago in Utah. Again, beautifully clear night, just a river of stars overhead, and looking at the occasional satellite that would come by. Now you see a lot more of them, and obviously that becomes an issue going ahead to think about as well. But it's just amazing. Yeah. It's quite. I highly recommend you can see it from, if you go to sea in the middle of absolutely nothing in the middle of the ocean, which might be hard to do. Sometimes it's hard to get away from the lights of the cities. But if you go to space and you look out and it's dark, it's pretty amazing. We did that on all my shuttle flights too. We would actually take the day before we landed, we turn off all the lights in the shuttle and just look out at the sky. So.
If anyone would like to come up and meet Astronaut Bone and have a picture or shake hands, I welcome anyone to kind of trail.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, we gotta go first.
Somebody's got to be first.
Okay. I'm guessing you've met him before.
This guy?
Yeah?
No, never.
Okay.
Usually meeting the